Just doing all this dumb shit, working hard. And I was playing at the old Shady Grove here in town that's now closed down. They used to do, it was the KGSR radio thing. Marsha Millam put it on or whatever, and then it turned into, ACL Radio, and then Shady Grove closed down there on Barton Springs or whatever. But I played it a handful of times. First time I played it, there was nobody there. Second time I played it, it was packed, and I had Willie's old tour bus, the Red-Headed Stranger. It was one of the ones he lost in the IRS era that he never got back.
Oh, wow.
And this fucking shyster, Chuck Ligon, I remember some motherfucker was selling this thing on the side of the highway up in Oklahoma. The Red-Headed Stranger with the murals on it and shit. It's a beautiful bus. Somehow this guy gets it. Right? I shouldn't call him a shyster, but he definitely shysted me.
That's a shyster then.
Yeah. The music business is crazy because it's so...
Here it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the one, man. Yeah, that's the one. On the other side, it says, driven only by the finest bass players.
Wow.
Because somebody in the band always drove those old buses. I had that bus. I used that bus exclusively for about a year or whatever. And we get off the stage at Shady Grove, and my heart had gone out of rhythm. How did I just say this? I almost died in the back of that bus. I end up finding, because it won't go, here I am, 30-something years old, or in my early 30s. My arrhythmia is out. It's going out, and it's getting harder and harder to get back in, to shock it back into normal rhythm. And I just kept ignoring it because somebody told me in South Texas in the 80s not to worry about it. Anyway, it turned out that my heart had enlarged and all this shit was going on. And I had to get surgery. The long roundabout point that I'm making to you about medical industry that I learned the hard way, man, is like no one's advocating for you. Only you. You have to be your own advocate. They don't give a fuck. They don't. Like, they were just going to automatically put a mechanical valve in my heart, right? Automatically. Didn't present any other options, anything. Right? And I get there on the American Heart Association webpage or whatever, because I didn't have insurance at the time or anything. Nothing, The only reason that they covered me at the time was the Affordable Care Act, and I had the right window where they could not deny me, right? Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done, and that is absolutely an imperfect system, right? I just didn't have health insurance. So here they are covering me, and probably because I don't have money and they're dealing with how it is, American business practices or whatever. They're like, here's this mechanical valve. And I go and look it up, Joe, and it's like, if you have a mechanical valve, you automatically are on blood thinner the rest of your life. Automatically. No matter what. And you can't, that's just how it's going to be. It lasts twice as long as a prosthetic valve, which I had not heard of at that point. But that was the whole thing. This can last up to 20 years. But guess what? You have like 300% higher risk of a stroke with a mechanical valve as a bioprosthetic cow valve. And then the third thing was that you can hear that thing clicking. You can hear the valve ticking.
My buddy Everlast has one of those.
Really?
Yeah, he could go like this.
You can hear it.
Yeah,
And I was reading about that, and man, I'm like neurotic. Like I knew, I'm like, I'll never get over it. So that's when I found out about the bovine cow valve.
So it's made out of a cow?
Yeah, Edwards Scientific makes it. I carry a little card around in my wallet with the tag of that product number in case somebody finds me on the sidewalk.
Wow.
And in that
how long does that last?
They're supposed to last around 10 years, and I had mine done and right there at Seton, Seton Medical there on 38th in January 2019. So we're coming back around to it.
So you have to get another operation?
Yeah, but what they did is the way they did it, and here's the thing about, right, medical and anything, right? The medical industry is, I think, really fucked up and really predatory, totally profit driven, and people's health and preventative well-being and all that. I mean, we don't give a fuck about that,
right,
in this country. There's no money to be made off of people taking care of themselves and eating right and being preventative and like,
Right.
you know, there's nothing in that.